Hey guys, thanks for tuning back into the channel. I'm out at the range again today. I want to finish up this load development testing that I've been doing with these 150 grain Hornady CX bullets. When I was out here about a week ago, shot a bunch of different loads, different powder charges, and I found that 46 grains seemed like it was going to be producing a good group, but also it's at the higher end of the powder charge range, so it should be a fast load as well, which is what I want. So really excited to see that. So I went ahead and made up 10 more of these bullets. And I'm going to shoot some 5-round groups to see for sure if it's what I'm looking for before I go and make a bunch of them. But to get started, I'll probably start out with some dry fire, probably dry fire 10, 15 times just to kind of work out the kinks. If anytime you can do a little dry fire practice, whether that's, at home intentionally or even out in the field before you're getting ready to make a shot, that's just a good thing if you have the time to do it, and I do today, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I've also got some M80 ball, a few rounds, about 8 rounds of that left over from the last time I was out here. I may just kind of fire some of those to get, kind of get the rust broken loose, because I really want to make these 5-round groups with the Hornady rounds. I want to make them as good as I can. I want to make sure I can see for sure that they're going to be what I'm looking for, and I want to take as much shooter error out of it as I can. Okay, guys, so I fired a 5-round group with the Hornady ammo. That's the red, the holes with the red stripes there. I was aiming at this point of aim. Now, I don't have this rifle perfectly zeroed. While I'm doing load testing, I kind of just got it, on paper. And so I wanted to see, I'm just looking for group size right now. And as you can see, it sucks. Really kind of disappointed by that. For some reason, the other day when I was out here testing loads, it seemed like the 46 might have been a better option, but clearly it's not going to work. These ones in blue down here are 5 rounds of M80 ball, and as you can see, I think the M80 ball probably groups a little better than these Hornady CX, which absolutely shouldn't. The Hornady CX is a much better bullet than that FMJ round. So, kind of, I don't know, kind of at a loss here. I did a lot of load testing with factory ammo out of this rifle last fall, and I never really could find a great load for it. I did actually the AAC Saber 150 grain bullets. That factory load shot pretty decent. I have some with me. That's what's in my stock pack. I'll probably throw them in and see what they do over here just for the hell of it while we're out here. Never know. They might shoot just fine, and I might just go back to those because trying to find a round that'll shoot good out of this Ruger Ranch Gen 2, I'm not having a lot of luck, and I'm um, starting to feel like maybe the rifle itself is just not that accurate of a rifle, which is really disappointing. My Ruger Gen 1 American in 6.5 Creedmoor is a straight tack driver, like no issues. My Ruger Ranch in 6.5 Grendel is still more accurate than this. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as good as that Creedmoor, but I've never really bothered doing a lot of load development with it either. So I'm a little disappointed right now. There were some other groups though. I think 43.5 grains of powder, if I remember right, was another good one. Looked like pretty promising. So I may try something in that range, build up a couple more and bring them out and try them. But overall, not super impressed with that. So I'm going to go ahead and try those Sabers out over here and see how they look. Okay, guys, so went ahead and fired off those 5 rounds of Saber black tip AAC 150 grain at this third target. And these black circles are 1.5 inches across, and you can see there that group's pretty close to that size. So I'm really pleased with that. There's our M80 ball in blue and the Hornady CX in red. And for whatever reason, I guess, some girls just like the cheap stuff. and I guess I got one of them. So pretty pleased with those results. I guess I'll just be running those Saber black tip through this rifle and call it a day. I don't understand exactly what's going on there, but you know, the M80 ball doesn't surprise me. It's ball ammo, right? If you're holding a 3-inch group or so at 100 yards with it, you're probably doing pretty good. And I'd say we're right in there. But these guys are $1 a pop for the bullet, not counting, you know, obviously the powder, brass, etc. I'm paying $1 a piece for the whole round. So just goes to show you, you don't always have to, you know, spend a lot of money to get good results. Now that is a solid copper bullet versus, I believe the Saber, from what I've heard, is a Hornady SST. So should still work fine on a black bear from what I understand. So I think I'm going to quit messing around with these for now and just go ahead and focus on using these and get these zeroed in, and then I can practice with them. Sadly, I don't have any more with me today, or I would get it zeroed a little better. But anyways, I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So thanks guys for watching, and have a good day.